All right, it's another fabulous episode of the Rocker Dogcast, the only show that amplifies the stories of musicians and their dogs. I am resident dog person and host Tim Dill, father to my doodle Charlie, and today we welcome to the show Emmyn Callerio, who performs under the moniker Games We Play. Emmyn's new LP of pop-punk confections called I Wish I Never Quit hits shelves and platforms September 18th. And these are his mother-loving rocker dogs.
Currently, I'm in a house with 9 dogs.
No way.
Yeah, I am.
Seriously?
I am. I have 2, and my mom, I think right now has 7 or something.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. My dog's name is Norman. He just ran outside to pee, though.
Okay. What kind of dog is Norman?
So Norman, we got him 6 years ago. He's a Bernadoodle. He's awesome. And then we have this one that we adopted like 4 years ago. My wife's next to me, right? 3 years ago, and we are his 5th home. And his name is Shredder. He's a Goldendoodle, but he is not all there in the head. It's quite funny.
Okay. A black Goldendoodle, much like Peter Frampton.
I have no idea who that is, sir.
Are you serious?
Is that bad?
No. It's funny. Well, there's definitely a generation, we're from different generations. Peter Frampton is a 1970s stadium era rocker who just got inducted into the Hall of Fame 2026, I believe, 2025.
So I totally should know who that is.
Yeah, not necessarily.
Is he good?
Yeah, I mean, if you're from my generation, he's inescapable on classic rock radio.
Poppy, good enough to play stadiums.
But look him up. Look him up.
Yeah.
I'd be curious to see what you think. But regardless,
And he is a Goldendoodle that is black?
yes. But his dog's actually a service dog.
Oh, really?
It'll help him get up if he ever falls.
Yeah.
So
What we were saying earlier about the dogs barking, this dog at random doors when nothing's there will just keep going.
interesting. Do you think he's seeing ghosts?
No. I think, and my wife and I have looked a lot into this. We found out when dogs, because we saw an old picture of him and like he had like no weight on him when he was a baby. And we found out when dogs are malnourished, their brain doesn't grow. So I think so he's definitely not the brightest dog, I think, or he is seeing things that we don't see.
Okay.
Yeah.
You mentioned you're his 5th home.
5th, 4th.
4th. So
Yeah.
why did he get passed around?
Uh,
Was it because he's not that smart?
he's not that smart, and he does this thing where he doesn't sit down, and you'll hear all day long, just walking around the house all day long for 16 hours straight, and then he'll go to bed, but then he wakes up and does the same thing. He just doesn't stop, but he's not like mean or anything. He's the nicest dog I've ever had. It's just there's something up with him.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I gotta admit, I do most of my research through Instagram.
Great.
And your Instagram doesn't give up much. But luckily, in terms of dogs,
Oh, yes.
luckily you're referring to your wife. Let's say
Yeah.
hi, Danny.
Hi.
Danny's does.
Oh, does it?
And so I've gleaned a little bit of information on Norman, but I'm surprised about Shredder. I didn't even know you had a second dog.
Yeah, so she stopped using Instagram years ago, and that was only when we had Norman. Yeah, Shredder's awesome. I love Shredder deeply, but he is just very funny sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's get Norman's origin story. Is he a pandemic dog?
We got married, and then a few days later, we lived in like the country of Nashville. It's called Spring Hill. And we had this giant apartment that was super cheap, but it was a huge apartment. And I just remember one day I was like, "Do you want to go get a dog?" And then within 2 days, we met up with some lady, and looking back, it was probably for sure not ethical breeding or whatever. We were just kids, so we got him, and he's awesome.
Well, what I did take away from your wife's Instagram was she was not a dog person. So she couldn't
No.
imagine having a dog. And it sounds like, your mom has 7 dogs right now,
Yep.
9 with you.
Yeah.
So you've got the history with dogs, I assume?
Oh, I mean, growing up, so My mom did this one thing when we were kids for her first 3 or 4 kids. She thought it was a great idea to get a dog per child. And having a child, I don't know, just recently having a child and becoming a dad, I don't know how she thought that was a good idea. But I had dogs my whole life. I had one dog since the day I was born. His name was Elliot. But to be honest, I never, my dog third eye never opened until I had this dog named Batman when I was 16. I'm like, oh, they're like kind of humans too.
In what sense? Do they understand you or you can relate?
No, it's just that like so Batman was just like this little, you know what a Havanese is?
Yeah.
Batman was a Havanese, which is supposed to be like a 10-pound dog. That Batman, for some reason, was like 30 or 40 pounds. Like he was a very
Hmm.
huge Havanese. And no, I realized that like this isn't my dog. Like this is my friend.
Yeah. So back to Norman, how did you end up with like a Bernadoodle? Like you mentioned you somehow got involved with, is this a woman off of like Craigslist or something?
Yeah,
Like how
yeah,
did you
yeah.
go? Okay.
Yeah. No, Bernadoodle, so we went on a little road trip once and basically we went to Austin and there was all these like giant Bernadoodles. And we were like, "Oh my God, this dog is like the coolest dog ever." And we were 20 and we kind of just like looked up on like Facebook like Bernadoodles and we found one. You know, we probably should have done more research on the breed. Mind you, I would never take Norman back, but we had no idea that Bernedoodles were extremely high energy dogs.
Hmm.
I found out later, kind of as my mom like almost started like a dog rescue last year, so I like found out a lot through all this. And my mom has a lot of doodle rescues that she has, and I found out that they are very anxious dogs and
Yeah.
kind of like breed wise, like all over the place because they're not malfunction. What's the word? I don't know. Like they're
Well, overly bred, maybe.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like I don't know. I didn't know what we were doing when we got him, and we've definitely like learned a lot from him and have had to adjust our life. Like honestly, I told you I moved to San Diego. Another reason is this apartment that we're living in has a yard, and like I go on tour and we have a baby now and we work and it's just like it's really hard to do all this stuff. So I'm glad now that we have a yard for Norm.
And what about Shredder? What instigated you guys to be like, let's bring a second dog into the family?
It was like 3 or 4 years, and Norman had no friends and was kind of just doing this all day long. And I felt really bad. Then we met this guy, and the day that he came into the picture, we were like, oh, wow, like this was crazy. I don't know if we made a mistake. Then, we gave him a lot of love and he calmed down a little bit, but now they're best friends and he's awesome. And 80% of the time, I love and am used to Shredder's quirks.
Okay. It's the other 20% we got to worry about,
Oh yeah, only likes to sleep directly on people.
which
Can't.
is kind of nice sometimes for naps anyways. Maybe not
Yeah,
overnight deep sleep.
on the couch, sure. Hot room, you're sweating already. The dog's, you're like Shredder. Please move away. Please move away. And he sits directly on your face. And yeah, no, it's great. That Shredder's awesome.
So you mentioned two significant things in your life, which I'm going to ask how it affected the dogs, but the move from Nashville to the West Coast and the baby.
Yeah,
How did the dogs adjust to both?
the move. We've done Nashville to LA probably 3 times now. Just because, like, we moved to LA once and I got depressed, so we moved back home to Nashville. And yeah, we've done it a few times now. And I personally don't love, like, now that Norman's about to be 7, I don't really love not rehoming, but putting the dogs on a big trip to a place they've never been before.
Mhm.
They're fine. Unfortunately, the first time that we moved, Norman was hyper, not mean. He was just really crazy when he was a baby. So we dropped him off at a dog trainer that was popular in town right before we moved. And we got him the first day we moved back to LA. We started the drive with Norman. And Norman, I think when he was trained, I like it sucks that this happened, but I don't know if that guy trained him very well. And I don't to be honest, I don't really know if that guy was very nice to Norman when we dropped him off.
Yeah.
So he came back a way more anxious and scared dog, which was kind of really hard to fathom for a while. And then we put him in the car and he was anxious and it was tough. But now, honestly, that was years ago. He's gotten much better. And for some reason, so now we moved into an apartment essentially in my mom's basement, just because my mom helps with the baby a lot. And Norman, for some reason, has a deep infatuation with my mother. So like he's pretty happy right now.
That's great.
Um, yeah, and baby wise, I was honestly really worried because these guys are big and they really like to play. Shredder's the one that's not super careful, but Norman looks at Wednesday, which is my daughter, as like his child. Like he looks at her, he protects her, unless there's somebody at the door. And then if somebody's at the door, he will trample anything in his way. So I'm always on guard.
Yeah, I'm familiar with the doodles. I have a doodle myself, and it sounds like we had a similar experience where
Yeah,
my trainer used a shock collar,
yeah,
which I was just naive to begin with. And I got a dog back that was separation anxiety, but well trained. I mean, I'll give him that. But I
yeah,
didn't continue with the collar.
yeah.
But that said, there's a cost attached to that. I also know that the grooming, there's a cost attached to that. So I want to talk about a little bit about expenses and not to paint you guys into this is again going off social media. So the reality might be a completely
Sure.
different thing. But you just got done with this free tour in the spring where you said,
Yeah,
in my bank account. Your new single, The Smash, talks about not making money yet. So
yeah, yeah.
I'm curious, are these dogs breaking the bank on you?
You know what? Grooming does, and also Norman's 7, and we got an X-ray of him a few months ago, and we found out he has bad hips. So
Uh,
like, it's not like clinical yet, but it's more than normal.
yeah.
Um, so we've been like buying so much stuff just to put in his food that I guess calms down inflammation. I don't know the right word.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's pretty crazy to be honest, but also like there are dogs in our family. It's what has to happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny, even on your wife's Instagram, one time she mentioned something about Norman going to daycare, and a commenter said, I work at the daycare and he's the best.
Really?
Yeah.
Did he go to daycare, Danny?
Oh, they're reading him?
Oh, yes. We try so hard with this dog and we love him and we send him places and then we sent him to daycare once and that daycare had a 30 like 24/7 camera stream and then on the camera some dude was like getting him into a corner and getting in his face and Norman was sad so he doesn't go to that daycare anymore. It's all crazy. Norman's just with us and that's kind of the way I've learned that he's a really intense and anxious but also super loving dog and a lot of people don't get that.
Yeah. Now, these are a lot of these expenses I talk about are unavoidable.
Super.
Do you have some avoidable expenses? Like, are you indulging him in any way or Shredder in any way?
Unfortunately, not as much as we'd like to, just because it's so much, but also now that we're living in my mom's basement, I've never said that sentence, but because it's as of so recent, but I guess that's what it is. My mom runs like a dog hotel.
Yeah.
Like she sends me pictures of their food because she likes to wake them up and feed them, and like it's like a buffet. It's like kibble, but then raw food and fruits and veggies and dairies and powders and creams, and now they're really living the life.
How funny. Well, good,
Yeah,
good, good for mom.
yeah, super.
All right. There was an interesting post, again, Danny's feed.
Yeah,
What was the story with the dog Danger that you found in a park? I think this is
yeah,
2021.
yeah,
And she said it's a sad story about rehoming him, but you had to go
yeah.
follow her on another media, which couldn't find.
Yeah, yeah. Sad for us, but great for him. He
Okay,
was really happy.
great.
Um, no, Danger, it was right around that first time we were gonna move to LA, and Danger essentially was just this white, beautiful, like half German Shepherd husky that was just chained to the fence at the dog park, and he was there for a long time. We took him home. He became friends with Norman. He was honestly like sometimes we look at dogs like German shepherds and like go like wow or like a Belgian Malinois like a police dog and it's like
Yeah.
that's an amazing powerful dog and Danger was just this solid white beautiful dog and he became friends with Norman and the thing was Danger was really anxious and honestly similar to Shredder just wouldn't stop walking and Danny and I were 21 at the time and we had a very small house we were moving to LA into a smaller house and basically this was like we had Danger for 2 weeks at the time and we tried to find his owner nobody kind of came and then basically we had a friend who found this guy, in the middle of the country who took danger, and he was awesome. And the dog, and interestingly enough, like a few months later, like we were worried, like, oh, like what's up with Danger? And we got sent a video of him running in like the most beautiful backyard, and found out he went on vacation, and it was pretty great. They changed his name to Ranger though, which kind of bothered me, because Danger's a way cooler name than Ranger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you end up dropping him off on your drive cross country?
No, we had a friend kind of take him.
Okay.
That was tough. I remember that day. I was crying a lot that day. But yeah, I don't know. It worked out because the guy had a great yard, but also like Danny and I sometimes bite off more than we can chew, and we're like, oh yeah, we're gonna take a second dog, and we're moving across the country into a bedroom, and like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm really lucky that it worked out because that guy at the time was able to provide a much better life than we were.
Yeah, that's great. Beautiful dog, by the way, as well.
Yeah.
Well, news has it you've got a new LP coming out on September 18th. I
Yeah.
wish I never quit.
Yeah, super. I do. Do I
Let's talk
mention the
about it a little
dogs on
bit.
there? I don't. Maybe I do. No, I talk about everything but my dogs in there, actually, and I messed up.
Well, I always see if the dog makes the art. Were the dogs present when these songs were conceived?
Oh yeah, running through my cables, not pulling stuff off of my desk. Yeah, no. I made most of it in my guest bedroom, and it's a mess, and there are cables, and Shredder with his wandering self knocked a lot of stuff over while we did it. But yeah, the album comes out September 18th, and my fans seem to be really excited. The album is pretty much about honestly my entire life and my daughter and touring and having done this band for 10 years now, and I'm excited. We'll see.
Yeah. What tracks are you looking most forward to playing live?
Honestly, I'm looking forward to the day where I can replace every track I play live with this new album. This album was really really important to me because like I put the most time into this, and I always had help with my lyrics, and this one I wrote the lyrics, and
Yeah.
so pretty much everything I'm more excited to play. So excited that we're only playing two old songs and all new songs, but I'm really really looking forward to playing the song that came out called The Smash. It's I have one other favorite on the album, but this one is like the most dear to my heart song.
Yeah. I got a preview of it and it sounds very confessional of what you went through with, I guess, other people weighing in on what your music should be.
That and also other people weighing in, but also just me looking to other people.
Yeah.
It's the song The Smash is kind of me realizing that like I need to stop looking for other people's approval and just kind of do what I want.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's great. I can see why you're so excited to get out there and bring it to your audience.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Well, I have a thing called the Zoomies, and that's just the last 5 questions that should go as fast as the Zoomies go.
Great.
First question,
Yeah.
are the dogs on your phone home screen?
No. No.
Well,
Just
you've got
just
is
the
your
weather.
child?
No.
What is?
The weather outside changes with the weather. I have a very boring phone. I have no apps.
Okay. Well,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
probably a good thing. That's probably what I need.
Oh,
I
it's
need a
it's a
brick. I
big
need that brick
change.
phone they advertise.
Yeah, super.
Okay, question 2, I always ask if there's a theme song that you can attach to your dogs, and you already answered one. Shredder's is Hall& Oates.
You make my dreams come true.
What about Norman?
Themes. Yeah, yeah. What is it called? Air Supply, Making Nothing Out of Love. Is that Air Supply?
Oh, that's Making Love Out of Nothing at All. Air Supply.
Yeah, yeah. Is that Air Supply? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Norman's like super dramatic, deep, and intentional.
Excellent. I love it.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, question 3, hypothetical. You're bringing the 2 dogs on tour with you. What do you add
yeah.
to the rider for them?
Norman straight butter. He loves Norman, if in his world does keto and only eats butter and avocados.
Oh my God.
Yeah, Shredder needs to add nothing. In his brain that operates at 60%, he doesn't understand the word no. Like you could tell him, sit with him, be very stern with him, don't eat the food off the counter, and he'll jump right back up 8 seconds later. So you would just have whatever's there.
Okay.
Yeah.
He can have the paper that the tour rider's written on.
Literally anything. Yeah.
Okay. Question 4, do you have a dog voice?
No, I always say Norman has a British accent, but I've never spoke British to Norman.
You've never executed it.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. And question 5, I always ask my guests if there's a shout out they'd like to give to any dog organization, service, person, or anything that does good for their dogs. Even if
Um,
it's your mom.
I was gonna say my mom. My mom also is like fostering dogs. My mom does a lot for dogs right now, but also honestly, just moving to San Diego, she's helping out with the dogs a lot and just like giving them better food and like I don't know, going on tour, Danny working, baby, 2 dogs. It's been a lot. So kind of my mom is my dog organization. I'm very thankful for that.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah,
Sounds like a wonderful woman. Anybody
yeah,
who loves dogs is okay by me.
yeah,
Well, Emmyn, thank you for so much for taking the time and giving me
yeah,
the download on the dogs. I was pleasantly surprised about Shredder. Like I said, I didn't see him on social media, but
yeah,
best of
yeah,
luck with the new album. I Wish I Never Quit. It'll be out September 18th.
yeah, yeah. Thank you, Tim.
All right.
Carl, you're a damn good dog.